What are the advantages you think will of this?
A lot of furor being created states about devolution of finances between the center and the state.
Yes.
Can you tell us something about this?
What changes in the IPC are being made? Some new provisions have been added.
Yes.
What are those new provisions? Have a seat.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Which attempt you write? Which attempt it is?
This is my fifth attempt.
Fifth attempt. And personality test?
Seconds.
Second. First test, how much you received?
Last year I received 187.
187. That's fairly good. And congratulations once again
Thank
for
you.
making it. Where are you working?
So currently I'm
company?
staying at Hyderabad. I was looking for jobs, sir. I used to work at Microsoft for last till 2021. I worked there for 5 years. I left in 2021 to prepare full time for civil services.
You resigned yourself.
Yes.
Fine. General sir.
Okay. Manish, you
Yes.
studied in Sainik School, Talaiya.
Yes.
Okay. So you studied till class 10th.
Yes.
Then you changed your school.
I went to Kota, sir, to prepare for IIT examination.
Okay. So whose decision was this? Basically, when people go to Sainik School, their aim is to attempt NDA.
Yes.
So how your mind got changed?
Sir, during my school time, I realized that I wanted to study more in the field of science and mathematics. Mathematics being my favorite subject. So, sir, and many of my seniors from the school had gone to Kota earlier to prepare for IITs. So there was a mixed decision from my own end to prepare for IITs.
What reason did you give to school, the principal?
I told them, sir, that I'll be leaving to prepare for IITs.
Okay, right. We have tested Agni 5 missile recently.
Yes.
Tell me something about it. What are the special features and how it is different from others, and what is MIRV technology?
So the Agni 5 missile that we recently launched is a specialized missile where we can, from a single missile, we can we can deliver multiple warheads at different places. And this will be also a long distance missile, sir.
Range, what would be the range? General rough idea? Very rough idea.
Sir, the
In
Agni,
hundreds of kilometers or thousands of kilometers?
I'm not sure on that, sir. But
Okay.
the Agni, generally, the Agni 5 series range was earlier to be about 2000 plus kilometers.
Okay.
And sir, I'm forgetting the definition of MIRV, sir.
So how many warheads can it carry?
Up to 5, sir.
Up to 5.
Yes.
Nuclear included?
Agni 5 is a nuclear warhead missile, sir.
Okay. Right. Do you think this is a very recent technology, or some other countries have adopted this long time back?
So few countries have this, such as US, China, Russia, and I believe UK. Pakistan attempted it few years back, but their launch failed. And we have been successful recently, sir, and it's a good feat for our defense scientists.
How many years are we behind US? Rough idea, so far as this technology is concerned.
I'm not sure about.
They
United
attempted in
States.
60s
Yes.
and they deployed in 70s,
Yes.
and it is now 2024.
Yes.
So almost 50 years.
Yes.
No? Though we take pride in it, of course we should, but then that's how it is. What do you think are the advantages of this? What are the advantages you think will accrue out of this?
Sir, it increases our strategic base. We can use this single missile to deliver warheads at different places, so that the threat to enemies, be it in land or in seas, is our potential to hit them increases. Also, sir, being a nuclear capable missile, it also increases our nuclear deterrence, so that the no first use policy, according to me, gets enhanced further. Because if if at all we are attacked ever, we have the enemy knows that we have a potential that the multiple targets at once can be attacked from them, of them, and it's a big threat to them.
So they have independent guidance, or how it is? Navigation and guidance is independent for each warhead?
I'm not sure the technicalities in this.
All right. Gaza humanitarian aid. Tell
Yes.
me something about it.
So the Israel-Gaza war has started from October onwards after Hamas attacked Israel in the 7th and 8th October. While the initial response of Israel was justified, now it has resulted in a very big humanitarian danger. And about, as per news reports, 30,000 and more people have been killed and millions have been displaced. It is a right time, sir, that all the international community come in aid of Gaza civilians, and some aids have started through Egypt border. However, sir, it is not enough, and we need a ceasefire ASAP, according to me. And Israel must understand now that the scope of their retaliation has far exceeded what they were threatened to. And the limited support that they are getting may not be enough from international community to justify. In this grave time for Gazans, sir, India has also taken some measures.
Who has taken initiative for this humanitarian aid recently? A ship is landing.
I'm not sure on
Okay.
this aspect, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You know about India-China relationship, especially on the economic side.
Yes.
Can you tell something on it? And secondly, how would we aspire? How can India aspire to be at par with China, and perhaps go much ahead of China?
Yes. Sir, China is our either first or second biggest trade partner, and that's a reality. We have a trading relationship of about $130 billion per year. About $100 billion trade deficit is there. We primarily import electronic goods, some high-end manufacturing, steel, and our exports to China primarily are of raw material side, iron ore and textiles, basic textiles. In recent years, sir, we have tried to, the world has tried diversification from China, and India is getting some traction on the China Plus One initiative, which is been prevalent, which is for diversifying the supply chain across the world. In the medium term, sir, according to me, to get ahead of China or to even equal China, India must undertake multiple measures. And firstly, sir, we need to improve our human development levels, especially in education, health, and skilling. Also, sir, we have an unemployment problem in India, especially at the low skilled base. So we should put more focus on labor intensive sectors, and we have started some FTAs on that regard, which will further enhance textile leather industries in India, which are big job creators. Also, sir, China has taken advantage of the global trade, and India should also open itself up to increase its export potential in the world. Our services exports have been doing well in recent years, but merchandise export need to pick up further. And we should put more focus on innovation, and this will be these 5 steps combined. I would believe that in the long run we will be equal to China.
Right. Now coming over to the issue of the stock market.
Yes.
There has been a regulatory advice from SEBI chief
Yes.
that the position in the mid caps, and especially in small caps, is overbought, oversold. Right?
Yes.
How do you react to it? Should the SEBI chief should she have issued that warning?
Sir, I think SEBI chief was right in mentioning the warnings. because the indices, especially of small cap index, has grown outproportionately from the normal Sensex growth in last 1 or 2 years. It has not been supported by any underlying real physical growth in their output as compared to the general output level, sir. So there is a big possibility that some speculation is being built up in these in these companies, especially who are of small cap and mid cap levels. In recent years, sir, different form of trading have started, such as algorithmic trading, trading by lending by peers. So these have created some froth in that space, and that's the threat that SEBI chief has warned. And it's a future risk potential for us. And it's better that we take action against it now, so that no bubble is formed, which can impact widespread markets.
A lot of furor being created by the southern states about devolution of finances between the center and the state.
Yes.
Can you tell us something about this?
So southern states feel that the proportion of transfers that they receive as compared to their contribution to taxes is way below the potential and way below their expectations. The primary reason behind it is that equity concept of finance commission grants. The backward states, especially those who have low per capita GDP, they get more transfers than the southern states who are more prosperous and who have achieved better economic output. However, sir, I believe that while they are justified to some extent, that they also want to develop further and they need finances for that. We owe this responsibility, especially towards our poorer regions of the country, that they receive more funds so that better economic development takes place, and in the long run, all the states are converge towards each other. However, sir, I have some suggestions on this, that while the equity principle is welcome and it's much needed, we should further have some measures that the extra money that is given to some states are being used to get meaningful development, such as if extra funds are given to few states, they should have some outcomes in the end of 5 years, which can be taken as a basis of next Finance Commission recommendations, be it in education, health, these sectors.
Now tell me one thing, like you are from Bihar, and Bihar is backward. In fact, you know, no industries, no computers.
Yes.
How do you explain this? And when you come out of that, you go to Bangalore, tons and tons of engineers from Bihar.
Yes.
You go to these southern states, the private universities, half of them are populated by students from Bihar.
Yes.
What do you have to say about the issue in Bihar that things have not developed? What could be the reasons for this?
Yes.
And what are recommendations for Bihar in that case?
Yes. So there are many reasons why Bihar has remained backward. Firstly, sir, we have not put more focus as we should have in the past in increasing our basic infrastructure as well as human level infrastructure, be it in health, education or skilling. Even now, sir, our literacy rate is just about 70%, and we are among the most backward in health indicators as well. Second, sir, Bihar has also faced some poor economic policies decision in the past. We have not put much focus on getting new industries in the past. And sir, some of the policies such as fleet equalization, when the combined Bihar and Jharkhand used to be there, they negatively impacted the economic growth. However, sir, in the recent few decades, Bihar has taken some measures. Our per capita income has grown double more than double from 20,000 to about 52,000 in last few years, in last 15 years, sir. And it is converging towards, slowly converging towards the national growth rate. We need to take multiple measures on this aspect, sir. Firstly, law and order has been a big concern among industrialists from investing in Bihar. It has improved considerably, and we need to take further many measures to assuage that all their investments will be protected. We need to focus much more on human development levels. We are investing in education, and we need to increase that further, especially primary education and health. And lastly, sir, we are still lagging in infrastructure levels. Our road levels, the inland port connectivity, while it has improved, we need to go much further. And this we have to augment this with better industrial policy decisions.
Anything about the digital revolution that eluded Bihar?
Yes, sir. Digital revolution that started in the 1990s in Karnataka, IT hub, it setting up as an IT hub, IT policy. It has eluded Bihar. We have our own IT policy since 2019 onwards, where the state government is now supporting new IT sector companies to establish base there. Our digital literacy levels, especially in rural parts of Bihar, are still very low. However, sir, many government schemes such as PM Disha and the Kaushal Yojana for skilling in digital side have been taking place since last decade, and we have caught up considerably, but still we have a large way to go.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
What are the changes proposed in the Indian Penal Code, which will be effective from July this year? No idea? John,
Yes.
I'll ask something else.
I have few ideas.
Yeah.
Sir. So one of the changes that Indian Penal Code has been proposed has reduced anomalies in different definitions from different sections. Because it is a fresh code, it's in itself. The multiple definitions at different law levels.
Let us be more specific.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just interrupting you. What changes in the IPC are being made? Some new provisions have been added.
Yes.
What are those new provisions?
Sir, some of the new provisions, I'm not aware of specific of IPC, sir. May I give a general?
Not general, but IPC is IPC and then
Yes.
CRPC is CRPC. तो अगर CRPC की बताना चाहो तो उसके बता दो. चलो छोड़ो.
Yes.
ये बताओ कि what is the glorious side of Bihar's ancient history?
So
or
the
India's ancient history.
Yes. So Bihar's ancient history as well as India's ancient history post Indus Valley civilization, the first event of glorious side that we see post Indus Valley will be the Mauryan Empire, which started from which had its base around Patliputra and Rajgir. It was the epicenter, and at that time it was the most developed region of the Indian subcontinent then. From there, sir, Mauryan Empire almost expanded till south and also northwest frontier. Then the next phase of glorious civilization came around the Guptas. There also Bihar was an epicenter of learning. Nalanda University, later Vikramshila University during Pala Kingdom got established, and till about 1300s they were the cultural educational hub. We have been famous for many scientists. Sir Aryabhatta belonged from Bihar and he served in the Gupta Empire.
And a poet.
Yes, sir, Kalidas. He also served under Gupta Empire. Also, sir, Bihar has been a land of multiple religions.
Okay.
Go,
Coming to Kalidas, they say Kalidas has been Shakespeare of India, India's Shakespeare.
yes.
Do you think this is justified to say so? What anomaly you find in this? Do you find any?
Yes, sir. I find that anomaly that Shakespeare came later in 1600s around, and the work of Kalidas, especially Abhijan Shakuntalam, is a is a state of art kind of thing. Still, it is studied and across in India university and as well as in foreign university. According to me, sir, Shakespeare should have been called the Kalidas
Kalidas
of world of the West. Sorry.
Of the West or Britain.
Yes. It's mostly, sir, according to me, the British construct that they developed since 1600 onwards throughout the areas that they conquered that has led to this.
When you use the word construct, there is another argument by one Sai Deepak of Supreme Court. He says that this whole caste structure is a British construct.
Sir, I'm not exactly aware of the thing that he said.
Don't bother. Tell me, some people say that there is a anomaly when we say that India's GDP is growing or likely to grow at 7.5%, and what are those weaknesses in the statistical estimate of GDP?
So there have been multiple weaknesses that have been pointed out in our statistical system which calculates GDP data. Firstly, sir, is the issue of deflator. Currently, it's a mix of WPI and CPI. However, GDP is actually the value added in the system, and it should be calculated at producer level. So the producer purchasing index is suggested to be a better indicator in deflator, but we are not our statistical system is not currently calculating that properly.
Which country is doing it?
So USA has a system which calculates PPI based
Western
GDP.
Europe?
I'm not aware. Okay. I'm not sure among them.
What other anomalies?
Second, sir, our GDP data has been estimated since 2011 onwards, and many of the index of goods have changed since then. We have conducted a recent consumer expenditure survey. If GDP were to update based on latest indexes of how people consume different things, we may get different levels of GDP. We have a heavy food grain weightage currently, and this translates at GDP level also, sir, during calculation. And thirdly, sir, the way we calculate data, we capture data, we are not able to capture informal economy data properly as of now, and it takes multiple years, multiple revisions, and we just kind of estimate it to be about half of the formal economy number, same as formal economy number.
Whether World Bank estimates also suffer from the same weakness? No idea. Okay, don't bother.
Yes.
So we conclude your interview. First of all, this digital version will be given to you.
Thank you.
You can go through the questions that have been asked, and where you performed well and where you did not, where you were not so good.
Yes.
So you make your own assessment.
Yes.
Your interview is on 2nd April again, and your performance in the first one has been fairly good. So you can go face interview with a lot of confidence.
Yes.
So try to be, you see, the two areas will be focused in interview. One is your def.
Yes.
Whatever you have written, the questions may be asked from there.
Yes.
The other is current affairs.
Yes.
Current affairs, anything can be asked, but do go through the newspapers of last 2-3 days that when you appear in the interview.
Yes.
And go through it very thoroughly.
Yes.
Make notes if whatever your way of remembering, and
yes,
and some people commit the mistake of saying I don't remember or I don't yaad nahi hai, na? So don't say yaad nahi hai, or
Yes.
you just say I don't recall, I'm sorry, I'm not able to answer, or something
Yes.
like that. No? So but current affairs, even you consider the last 6 months
Yes.
from April backwards, and a lot of things have been happening domestic in India and abroad,
Yes.
where which may be raised in the interview.
Sure.
So your subject has been eco.
Yes.
About eco, you have responded well to some of our questions. But eco is a subject where anything can be asked and everything can be asked.
Yes.
The international economics also, the countries which are doing well, they say that India will take over Germany and Japan soon, and in fact German economy is declining by 1.5% in the last year and this year also. So all that should be in your notice.
Yes.
Japan also is having problem. But why India is going strong, you ought to be very thorough on that,
Yes.
being having had economics.
Well, Manish, I found that you were well prepared
Yes.
and pretty articulate, I would say, and generally to the point. And also, I noticed that you were honest. If you did not know anything, you didn't try to waffle. And you could say that I'm not aware or I'm
Yes.
okay. Pretty honest, I found you were. That's all for me.
Thanks.
There are a couple of issues, in fact, first of all, we all agree to the issue that you are very well versed with the data, with the facts, etc., But I would still recommend,
Yes.
since you have opted economics, so data have to be perfect,
Sure.
right? Interpretations are very good, not an issue at all. The extent of knowledge is very good, and by and large, you are well abreast with the developments and other things also, whatever you come in the newspaper, etc. And sir rightly pointed out, पिछले 3-4 दिन का तो पूरा दबा कर करना है,
Yes.
मैंने घोट लेना है इसको है, और पहले वाले पर भी कमांड रखना है. So data is very important, and then also that may also lead you to some issues about demographic dividend, etc.
Yes.
Because this is one. Because you have already gone through the process interview and you have fared well. So we expect now it's not a question of 187, but it's a question of 227 at least.
Yes.
40 marks,
Yes.
And this is fifth written and
Yes.
second interview. So try to make it 227, and you can do it. Now, we were very patiently listening to you, and normally we switch over, but deliberately I wanted to know as to how much you know.
Yes.
And that is more so because of your academic credentials, which is of a very high order,
Yes.
like a 9.6 in your 10th and 88.4 in your 12th and 8.62 GPA. What do you call that? CGPA.
CPI, it's a different nomenclature.
Whatever,
universities.
BTech, etc.
Yes.
So they are very strong credentials, in fact, So we thought, let us find out how much you know, and
Yes.
you have been able to satisfy us. Now, make the answer sharp also.
Sure.
Make the answer sharp also, because see, ultimately the amount of time that we have given you and the amount of patience that we have shown may not be shown to you at the time of the interview, which
Yes.
you have already faced.
Yes.
Five people on the board, and then of course they will start.
Sure.
So sharpen your answers and have a hierarchy of the points,
Yes.
Make a hierarchy of the points, so that the moment you give a satisfied reply, ठीक है चलो आगे बढ़ो sir.
Yes.
This is totally satisfied. So as sir rightly pointed out, do a bit of written work also,
Sure.
so that your answer is very sharp.
Yes.
Check up of facts, data, etc. There's one area, in fact, all of a sudden I realized, especially in terms of the fact that you have worked for Microsoft for 5 years, and then of course, I mean, and then you have majored in computer engineering, etc. And all of a sudden you want to come over to the civil
Yes.
services,
Yes.
and all of a sudden the board might feel, इतना पढ़ा लिखा इतना तेज बंदा है, and then of course he wants to come to civil services. So prepare as to why you want to come to civil. There's no
Yes.
cut and dried answer,
Yes.
but related to the overall circumstances.
Yes.
And Bihar, etc. And the moment they find a person from Bihar, they will say, okay, now let's talk about development,
Yes.
Go into the reasons as to why Bihar missed the industrial revolution.
Yes.
And it's not exactly revolution, but no industries and no computers, you know.
I agree, sir.
You go to Bangalore में छठ हो रहा है बैठकर, which means, you know, the sizable number. Delhi, छठ, law and order arrangements, all those places. So it's Bihari students, and then you go to the universities, all Bihar. And if you see the performance in the IIMs and IITs, brilliantly, I mean, they all, I mean, brilliant results, you know.
Yes.
So think as to because of the fact that it's resource rich, academically inclined people, but still there's not much scope there.
Yeah.
So all those things will have to correlate, you know.
Yes.
Prepare them well, so that your marks come from 187, goes over 227 at least. I'm not laying what you call ceiling on that. Yes, but do well.
Thank you, sir.
Right, but
Yes.
do a bit of written and the hierarchy of answers.
I'll do that, sir.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bihar's political developments political developments have been responsible for a tardy development of the state. How you say that, I do not know. But
generally
the
don't want to
politics
get
that
into
you
that
have had
space.
in Bihar, nobody can help it. But you know, the politics carry, you know, they are the leaders. When the cabinet is formed, it is the chief minister and the cabinet of ministers
Yes.
to which constitution gives all the powers.
Yes.
Civil servants are not even mentioned there so far the distribution of function is concerned.
Yes.
It is only in Article 311 and related articles which give some protection and some security of tenure or security of service rather, not tenure, to the civil servants. So how to put it, you will have to decide. Similarly, how to put it, the fact that you want to go for civil services, you will have to think of your own language, your own expression.
Yes.
That is being left to you.
Sure.
Okay then.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.